Well, welcome back, guys. First of all, a huge thank you to your support on this series. This is actually part 2 of our battle in the second Arab-Israeli war, guys. So I'm hoping we have a good fight here. This should be an entertaining one. I'm going to go ahead and basically end the turn. We've done all the movement we can this turn. We've done all the firing we can. We will review some of the fighting positions, of course. And basically, we are just advancing over here from Israel. We've got some serious howitzers, some serious support, a bunch of infantry support. Up here, we have some half-tracks. They're going to be blown to bits if we don't get them out of the way. So I'm going to see if we can move them. Nice. Now, there's still a chance they'll get shot, but we're going to try to stop that. We've also moved those tanks up over here. Let's take a look, as you can see. And I do want to move these guys up, the Staghounds. But I think it's going to take a little while because there's a bunch of minefields near them. So let's focus on this for now. They've already moved and fired. At this point, I think the best thing we can do is just continue moving across the flanks as quickly as possible. Take these positions quickly, especially these strong points like that one, that one. There's one over here. These are the ones we want to focus on initially. And then finally we can go for Rafah, and we can actually go for the main city. Although I don't think there's actually a point here. There's one here for 250. That's going to be worth a lot, and we absolutely want to go for it. And I do believe we have some mortar support. Beautiful. We're going to need it absolutely as we move into this area. We have managed to move in with some of our soldiers over here, the IDF. They did manage to wipe out some of these entrenched positions. So I feel pretty confident that our men can handle that on their own. These positions have a few more men in them. Even though our tanks are advancing here, I'm going to go ahead and drop some 155mm shells here and definitely back here. Maybe a few here because I expect these trucks to move. An 120mm Tampella. This sounds pretty deadly, guys. I can't wait to see what it does exactly. We've also got an enemy mortar team here. I'm going to fire on the enemy mortar team with 2 shots of 120 mil. Come on, that's got to kill something. We'll fire up here as well. We're just kind of randomly firing with some of these. There is a machine, or actually an AT gun position here, so we'll fire there. And 3-inch mortar. What can you really do with that, right? We could kind of help out over here, so might as well go ahead and drop some rounds there. Actually, probably would have been more useful to drop them there, but I'm not going to reset the rounds. And as you can see, these guys have already moved. We can't move them anymore. So we're going to end the turn and turn it over to the enemy. First, I'm going to get that truck up and see if it's got any crew in it. Unfortunately, I don't think it does, but we still want to check because we are out of action points, so I don't think the crew could get out anyway in that situation. Also, up here, guys, if you see, we've got some tanks on the way, tank divisions. M50 Sherman tanks, thank you USA, and hopefully we can take down the enemy as we approach. Well, let's turn it over to the enemy, the Arabs in this case, and we've got some units that have arrived apparently. Beautiful, that's awesome. Hopefully we'll get some more of those reinforcements as the war progresses. Wait a minute, am I supposed to click this or something? Okay, okay. Oh, I see. Very nice. Alright, so we'll try to bring these guys as close as we can to the front. Coming straight from Israel, it looks like they might have some infantry units inside. I'm thinking that by the helmets. And hopefully we can add these guys to the fight. Beautiful. Thank you very much, Israel. Let's end the turn. Ooh, we got a heavy truck. Oh, this is awesome, guys. Okay, let's grab the heavy truck and the Jeep with MG. So I'm going to move this guy along this road, and actually, I don't think we moved these guys this turn. We may have, so don't get excited. So these are the guys facing the enemy tanks. No, we've definitely moved these guys this turn. We'll hopefully soon be in contact with those enemy tanks, probably the next turn. So there we go. I think I'm going to end the turn. And here we go, boys. Wish us luck. That's actually closer to hitting an enemy position than our own. Some of these are obviously trying to strike us. I wonder if they fire on the minefield if they destroy some of the mines. That would actually help us out just a little bit. Right now, obviously, their arty is missing us almost completely, so that's a very good sign. Nope, we drove too fast. Sorry, guys. Wow, they were really trying to take out that unit. It's a little bit of mortar fire. Probably wouldn't have done much damage to these armored vehicles anyway, but God bless the guys for trying. There we go. A lot of fire here. We're not even at that position. Maybe they expected us to be there by now. Luckily, our guys with their heavy gear are taking a little longer to cross from Israel into this area here. Indirect fire once again. Alright, got some smoke fire. That's actually going to help us. Thanks. We're not firing them at their units, so that's going to actually help to sort of hide our movements. And now it's going to be the Arab states, or mostly Egypt, if you want to say it. Obviously, Egypt with the help of PLO. So there we go, guys. They fired at our Super Sherman. Fired again at our Super Sherman. Just the tank battle here commencing. I knew this was going to happen. Oh boy. No effect. Here's a return shot from our tank. Not bad. Another return shot from our tank, and I think we just managed to get the rifle division to retreat. Now they do have RPGs, so we should be a little worried because they can definitely mess with our RPGs. They just disrupted our M7 105mm. We don't need that right now. So some very heavy fire from this particular defensive position, guys, and they just killed 2 of the M7s. They just eliminated the M7s altogether. Not too worried, though. Our tanks are fine. But it's never good to lose troops, obviously. Ooh, firing at us with a LMG. It's some sort of anti-infantry artillery piece. Could also just be some sort of AT gun. Alright, they just killed 1 of our rifle squad members. Of course, in this position, we're in a very dangerous spot. That's why we need the support of our allies here quickly. Our comrades, our friends. Now, it looks like they're going to reposition some of these positions near the 50-point victory line here, or hex line, or victory, whatever you want to. I call it a victory line, victory point, victory line. What the hell am I talking about? Agrippa, shut up. I've also got some Egyptian tanks there, although they don't look very effective. At this point, I'm just trying to get a lucky shot here on the enemy. Look at that. If they just stay in that line of fire, we could get so many kills with our strikes. They're definitely repositioning, though. And I think they're doing this also to avoid getting hit by artillery strikes, because in this situation, once you see the battlefield in a modern war, you see where the enemy is. You can call in strikes at will, so moving is probably a good option, just to avoid being a potential victim. Alright, they're going to move out of the way there. That strike's not going to do anything unless it misses and magically hits that other target. We're gonna have to do a serious attack here to show the Arab Legion here that we mean business and that we can actually fight a serious war against them. They've got some nice tanks up there to the west of the Rafah Junction. I really want to engage them, but more importantly, I just want to engage those first tanks that we've spotted with our Super Shermans. I didn't know that there were such thing as Super Shermans. I know very little about tanks. I know what Shermans are, so I guess Super Shermans are an improved version of the Sherman tank. Maybe a bigger gun. You can actually hit the F2 button over the unit, and that'll give us more information. That's one thing I love about this game, is the massive amount of information. There's so many units, and there's a bit of info on just about every single one. There we go. I don't like this. Some of them are moving forward. They could be moving to the battlefield to support their buddies. Some more enemy tanks moving. They've got quite a few at Rafah. Luckily, Rafah is one of the farthest points from our current front line, but we're going to eventually have to get to this city one way or another. Look at that massive gun by the city. We've got plenty of artillery, guys. Once again, we need to be quick. The whole goal, or the whole, I guess, well, yeah, the goal and the objective, with especially with the Israeli order of battle, is to be very, very fast. So we need to move quickly, basically blitzkrieg tactics, and try to overwhelm the enemy, because they do outnumber us. There's no doubt about that, but we can break them, I think, a lot easier. We're somewhat better trained, and their commanders are also not the best. That's one thing the Arabs struggled with, was just not really very efficient commanders. If the commander was killed or ran away, the entire command system would break down. Here we go, come on. Yeah, move into our line of fire. Oh, why'd you have to move away? There we go. I don't know what he just did that for. The enemy is just trolling us right now. They're trolling us so badly. Oh, I think they're going to take the hit. Nice return fire, guys. I believe that was from one of our tanks. There was no effect, but at least our guys are spotting them. And that's definitely a good sign. Our gunners are essentially not blind. Okay, guys, here we go. Our airstrikes, our artillery strikes, everything is coming in. One of the airstrikes has been recalled. Oh my goodness, that's going to hit us. Okay, we just killed the 6-pounder AT gun. I hope that's not one of our strikes, but we did just kill the AT gun. That's very helpful. Nothing there at all. Plenty of indirect fire on our end as well. That's going to be direct, and we destroyed one of those light trucks. That's what he gets for trolling us. Okay, we hit this area. It looks like we killed 3 and got 1 unit to retreat. The engineers have stayed there. Another hit here. Disrupted the light truck and a rifle company. And that's actually one of the 81mm mortars we were trying to kill. No effect. That's too bad. Can't win them all in terms of artillery strikes, as you guys know. Okay, guys, it's our turn, and as you can see, we've got a lot of turns to go. Not to mention the fact that we got reinforcements before. Maybe we'll get reinforcements again. Now, the thing I hate is that the units at Rafah actually moved, which means we have to move forward and potentially be shot at again without getting a chance to get a shot off at the enemy. Really frustrating, but I'm still going to try to fire at the enemy. Let's see if we have any action points left. No, we don't. We just don't. That's too bad. Let's get a little closer. So even if we were able to fire, we would actually see a description of the unit, how many were in the squad, etc. That's really too bad. So we'll just move these guys forward. I think some of these half-tracks may have units in them. So I'm going to move them up. Drop the unit. Yeah, they definitely have soldiers. So let's go ahead and drop this one. That's a mortar. Nice. Let's grab another one. Go to the same hex. And we're going to advance behind the tanks. Technically, if we're going into a city, we should be advancing in front of the tanks, but I think it'll still be just fine. And that's going to be a regular armored unit. Okay, so they definitely have anti-tank weapons, things like that. They can't move this turn, but maybe next turn. But it's definitely important to get these guys out of these half-tracks so that they don't become a target for the enemy. I think I am, however, going to take a chance with these guys just to get closer to Rafah City Center and also to get into this structure. Maybe we can even drop the guys still. Yes, we can, and that's a machine gun. Oh, a light machine gun. Unfortunately, there's a lot of enemy tanks here. Maybe we shouldn't be moving in yet. Not until our Shermans get there anyway. We will, however, move a little closer. Oops, sorry, guys. I don't want to get too close, though. But this seems good enough. Can we still drop the unit? I don't think we have enough action points for it, but we'll try. Nice. Wonderful. Engineer squad. So we have to approach each of these areas very, very carefully, especially Rafah. This is major enemy stronghold. This is where the refugee camps are. There's a lot here to worry about. Now, as you can see, the enemy has called in artillery strikes on nearly all our positions, so we're forced to move forward. We have no choice, even though it definitely makes our position a little more dangerous. Well, a lot more dangerous. We're basically in a gully here with a bunch of enemy units around us. But we do have, you know, some serious units here, as well as some reinforcements that can pop out of that beautiful, beautiful half-track. So let's use the half-track first of all. Let me get the half-track here. And open fire on the enemy. Beautiful. They were already retreating. No kills, but we definitely scared the hell out of them. And let's get these guys that just popped out to go ahead and try to finish them off. Beautiful. And that's one kill, and the unit retreated. Well done, boys. Can you get another shot? I don't think so. Nope. However, with our Jeep, we should be able to get a shot. No, the Jeep has no machine gun. There we go. Another unit retreated and reduced by 3, guys. So let's see what kind of tank this is. This is AMX-13 light tank. Oh, that's right. We looked at this one. It's beautiful, and it's a French tank. As you can see all the capabilities of the tank over here. Really, really cool. It even gives you specifics on terrain tiles, on where it performs best. Really neat stuff there. I think that's all we can do. I think we can get one more shot. And we killed one. Not bad. Now, since we're being shot at over here, and this is our battalion HQ, definitely going to move forward. And just try to keep the enemies at bay. Open fire, boys. Actually, I'm going to see if I can hit the 6-pounder AT gun. No effect, but that's definitely the deadliest thing to us right now. I'm going to fire again with the other tank. They are light tanks. We did manage to reduce by 1. That's pretty good, especially against a 6-pounder AT gun, and we just killed one. Amazing. So that eliminates that threat, obviously. Ooh, there are minefields everywhere. Alright, that's a mortar. Man, there are minefields everywhere. We can't move to the west. We are forced to go and move forward with the attack, my friends. So hopefully these half-tracks can withstand this enemy force here, as well as the men in this tile. Let's get started and hope for the best. So I'm going to go ahead and obviously fire at this retreating rifle company. Eliminated. Great shooting, boys. Can we get another shot? Always good to check. We do have a light machine gun here. That should be very helpful. And actually, we could eliminate this squad. But I'm not really worried about that many. I'm not sure in the game. I haven't played long enough to know if you can reinforce squads. If the enemy has like a really weak squad here for the rest of the game, I'm not sure it bothers me too much. Nonetheless, we'll go ahead and try to get them to retreat a little bit more. And we reduce them by 1 again. With the mortar, we might have to wait until we can actually target. So we might have to wait for some more points. And we'll fire here with this unit. No effect on the rifle company. That didn't look very cool, did it? That was kind of pathetic. Okay, let's get forward here with the half track. See if we have anything we can use to fire. And we're unloading pretty early, which means that our guys are going to have to crawl across this desert. There's also a lot of mines in the way, things like that. But I think we can do it. I think we can manage, believe it or not. And not stopping here puts us in the risk of potentially getting those half-tracks blown up. And then, of course, all of the men inside, or a lot of the men inside, are killed. Doesn't help us one bit. Let's grab this guy as well. And this is a Jeep with a machine gun, so he could potentially fire at that unit. And we have eliminated the 52nd company there. Beautiful. Okay, we have to keep on moving, guys. That's the only annoying part of this scenario, is the fact that we have to be constantly moving into the enemy territory to make sure that we get there in time. So at this point, I'm just moving all of our units from Israel over here. We're not going to be able to fire because we're using up all of our points. Let's move right here, and hopefully we don't accidentally become victims of indirect artillery fire. It's my biggest hope in the world right now. Forward, boys. Alright, we definitely want to focus on this situation because this is life or death for these units, and they have just broken through to a potentially very valuable area. So we're absolutely going to help them as best we can, of course. Let's drop this unit. Okay, we don't have any units there. As for these guys, they're going to need to move forward a bit, more than a bit. And once again, we're trying to use those blitzkrieg tactics to get behind the enemy and become a threat to them later. Maybe not immediately, but at least later. So far, the enemy's fire is very willy-nilly, to say the least. It's not the best. I don't think we have enough to fire at the enemy, but I'm going to try anyway. Ooh, we can still shoot. Beautiful. It's only one shot, but it's definitely a start. And we're already disrupting the enemy a bit and causing some problems. So, can we fire over here? No effect. The enemy's entrenched in that location, so I'm not surprised. But we should try to get as many enemies on the high ground as we can. Oh, you gotta love that light machine gun. The enemy retreated off the high ground. Okay, keep moving, boys. We've still got some units here. Let's see if we can fire. It's pretty far, but... oh, no. We've got to move up at least one tile, so let's grab all the boys there. Remember, our goal is to save these units. And I'm going to put every single shot down on this guy. Oh, come on. Reduced by one enemy down. Yeah, I'm not wasting mortar shots on that unit. Oh, and we've got some shots here with these units that just moved up, my friends. At that distance, it's very hard to get a hit. Nonetheless, commendable try. We're going to fire at these heavier units over here. Not really heavier, but more men in the unit, and the enemy retreated. Okay, since they retreated, they're not going to get shot at again, at least not this turn, and the other enemy unit retreated as well. That was pretty quick, so at this point, we're basically quail hunting. Let's go ahead and fire at the retreating unit. Try to score some kills. One down. Good shooting, boys. Fire again. And I believe the distance here, I forget the distance for these tiles. If somebody can look it up for the Second Arab-Israeli War, please do. But I believe it's 500 meters a hex, so that would be 1.5 miles, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe a bit less. I hope it's a bit less. Alright, no effect. We still got a lot of fighting to do just in this battle, guys. Get the engineers to waste this guy. Well done. And I think we can move a little bit closer with these guys as well. Just storm this area. Nice shot. No effect, though, luckily. We are going to be stuck here for this turn, and probably next turn as well. Okay, these half-tracks are full of men for sure. And the tanks are as well. So I'm moving the tanks forward, guys. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to use these Shermans this turn, but this is a long war. And if we're going to fight a long war, it's going to take us a while to get these units into position. So I'm going to start moving forward. We are leaving some units open and susceptible to potential fire from AT guns. So I'm going to see if we can fire at this distance. I highly doubt it. Yeah, it's just about impossible, and hopefully the same is true for them. I'm going to move some half-tracks up dangerously close too, but I know what I'm doing. We're going to make it a very quick attack, so even if we lose a half-track or two, hopefully these men can still make a major contribution and difference in this battle. In fact, let's see if they can still move up a bit. Nope, we're going to have to wait. I don't think we can unload anybody because of the action points. I guess we can reload one. Nice. He might still be able to fire. Let's see. No, not that. Just the machine gunner, not the half-track. Alright, apparently not. Yeah, the distance is just too far. At least we know we have more units coming in. Look at that, guys. Continuous support from high command. But of course, we always need more. We always need more. Ooh, they actually managed to make one of our guys retreat. Luckily, nobody was killed there. But we can see they're definitely still a force to contend with. No effect there with the machine gun. There we go. Great shots by the rifle platoon. Enemy has retreated, and I really want to take out that gun right there. Hopefully we can take it out in a few turns, but at this point we just want to try and move up as much as possible and get into position here with our entire army, not just a few units. I think we've done everything we can, more or less. Let's grab these guys. That's right, the enemy decided to fire smoke here, so these units are going to move up and now be a threat to the enemy. That's what you get. They will unload as well, and beautiful. Look at that. Some SMG fort. What is this? After the War of Independence, an effort was made to standardize the organization, structure, and weapons of the infantry platoons with weapons bought from Czechoslovakia. The SMG platoon consists of 3 squads and a small headquarters. It has the Czech Mauser 98K, MP40, and Sten submachine guns. Wow, now these are World War II weapons, essentially, but pretty damn good ones. I want to see if I can go ahead and use them, and it's a little ironic that the Israelis are using German weapons, I must say. So we can't fire, we're going to have to wait a turn, but it's cool to see that we've got these units. They seem heavily effective, and hopefully they can clear out this area pretty quickly and keep on moving. Take that 150, take the 100 point, that's already 250 points. Here we've got 350. If we take that, I mean, we're getting to 600 points, 700 points, I should say. That's a win. So, you know, if I don't even care about this area over here, we could lose those areas and it wouldn't really matter in the long run, in the grand scheme of things, to be honest with you. Wow, we just got lost. Easy place to get lost, believe it or not. Here we go. Can we get some shots off? I think we've already done everything. Okay, guys, well, the next part of the battle, of course, is going to be, well, the next part of the battle. We're going to turn it over to the Arabs, let them do their thing, and we will also be selecting targets for our artillery in the next video. In fact, let's go ahead and do that right now. Let's grab some artillery targets. Why the heck not? We also have to find out specifically where these mortars are. Okay, let's fire on that unit. Let's fire on that gun. Now with our Model 50, I believe the Model is a French artillery piece. Just guessing, I don't actually know. We'll fire on the victory point here. Let's fire over here too, because there's some enemy leaders. And I am also going to hit that position. And let's pound this position once again, just because of the enemy leaders, primarily. And we will, of course, turn it over to the enemy next turn. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep supporting the series. Hit that like button. Unfortunately, YouTube does generally not monetize this series because of the content, and I guess it's kind of understandable. I'm not going to try and defend myself anymore at this point. So I'm leaving a Patreon link down below, and if you want to donate, please do. You can always donate and help the channel. Even $1 a month really, really helps, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, my friends. I'll see you in the next one.